Lyndon Baines Johnson, often referred to as LBJ, was one of the most consequential figures in American political history. Serving as the 36th President of the United States from 1963 to 1969, Johnson left an indelible mark on the nation through his ambitious domestic agenda, known as the Great Society, and his leadership during a tumultuous period marked by civil rights struggles and the Vietnam War. Lyndon Johnson was born into a family of modest means. His father, Sam Early Johnson Jr., was a struggling farmer and politician, while his mother, Rebecca Baines Johnson, instilled in him the values of hard work and public service from an early age. Growing up in the Texas Hill Country, Johnson witnessed firsthand the challenges faced by rural communities, an experience that would shape his later political priorities. Johnson's academic prowess earned him a scholarship to Southwest Texas State Teachers College, now Texas State University, in San Marcos. Despite financial difficulties, he excelled in his studies and immersed himself in campus activities, displaying an early aptitude for leadership and organization. After graduating with a degree in education, Johnson briefly taught at a segregated Mexican-American school in Cotulla, Texas, an experience that heightened his awareness of social injustice and inequality. It was during this time that he first became involved in politics, working for a congressional campaign and laying the groundwork for his own future in public service. In 1931, Lyndon Johnson began his political career in earnest, serving as the secretary to U.S. Congressman Richard M. Kleberg. This role provided him with invaluable experience and connections within the Democratic Party, laying the foundation for his own electoral ambitions. In 1934, Johnson successfully ran for the Texas House of Representatives, where he quickly distinguished himself as a shrewd and tenacious lawmaker. His skill in navigating the intricacies of Texas politics earned him the admiration of his colleagues and constituents alike, propelling him to higher office. In 1937, Johnson won a special election to fill a vacant seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, marking the beginning of his decades-long tenure in Congress. As a congressman, he championed legislation aimed at alleviating poverty, expanding access to education, and improving infrastructure in his home state of Texas. World War II interrupted Johnson's congressional career as he volunteered for active duty in the U.S. Navy following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Serving with distinction in the Pacific Theater, he earned a Silver Star for gallantry in action and garnered valuable leadership experience that would serve him well in his future political endeavors. Upon his return from military service, Lyndon Johnson set his sights on higher office. In 1948, he successfully ran for the U.S. Senate, defeating the incumbent in a hotly contested Democratic primary. Despite facing allegations of election fraud, Johnson emerged victorious in the general election, cementing his reputation as a formidable political operator. In the Senate, Johnson quickly established himself as a master of legislative maneuvering, using his keen understanding of parliamentary procedure to advance his policy agenda. As chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, he played a pivotal role in shaping U.S. defense policy during the Cold War, advocating for increased military spending and a robust nuclear deterrent. Johnson's ambition and skill did not go unnoticed, and in 1956, he was chosen as the Democratic Party's nominee for vice president on the ticket with Adlai Stevenson. Although the Stevenson-Johnson ticket ultimately lost to Dwight D. Eisenhower and Richard Nixon, Johnson's national profile was significantly elevated, laying the groundwork for his future presidential bid. Lyndon B. Johnson assumed the presidency on November 22, 1963, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas. Inheriting a nation in mourning and facing daunting challenges both at home and abroad, Johnson wasted no time in implementing his vision for a more equitable and prosperous America. One of Johnson's first acts as president was to pledge his unwavering commitment to civil rights, fulfilling the legacy of his slain predecessor. Building on the momentum of the civil rights movement, he worked tirelessly to pass landmark legislation, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. However, Johnson's presidency was also defined by the escalating conflict in Vietnam, a quagmire that would ultimately overshadow his domestic achievements. Despite initial reluctance to deepen U.S. involvement in Southeast Asia, Johnson gradually escalated American military presence in Vietnam, believing it to be essential for containing the spread of communism. The Vietnam War proved to be a divisive and costly conflict, claiming the lives of thousands of American servicemen and fueling anti-war protests at home. As casualties mounted and public support waned, Johnson found himself increasingly isolated politically, grappling with the morale and strategic implications of a war that seemed unwinnable. Lyndon B. Johnson left office in 1969, opting not to seek re-election amid mounting criticism of his handling of the Vietnam War. Despite the cloud of controversy that overshadowed his final years in office, his legacy endures as a testament to the transformative power of effective leadership and bold policy-making. From civil rights to healthcare to education, Johnson's imprint on American society is indelible, shaping the lives of generations to come. His commitment to social justice and economic opportunity laid the groundwork for future progress, while his pragmatism and political skill earned him respect across the political spectrum. In the words of Lyndon B. Johnson himself, "Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose." As we reflect on the life and legacy of Lyndon B. Johnson, we are reminded of the enduring power of hope, determination, and the belief that, even in our darkest moments, a brighter future is within reach.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.